This is your family's first and most important line of defense against Mother Nature. When she strikes, make sure you call the people that I trust, my family and friends at Exterior Home Solutions.
It is the Exterior Home Solutions extra innings, a wild one here in Hoover tonight. Final score, Tennessee, the top seed, 6, and it was Mississippi State 5. A game that had a little bit of everything. You had Tennessee that pushed ahead early on, had as many as a 3-run lead, and then one just really bad inning for Drew Beam, who was really, really good tonight. In fact, his first 4 innings and a third, he accomplished by not giving up a hit. But then the hits kind of came, and 2 hits gave up 3 or 5 runs for Drew Beam in that 5th inning, and it's unfortunate because I thought he was pretty solid in this one. But sometimes that's baseball. Tennessee found themselves, trailing by 2 runs at 5-3 there after that 5th inning, and then Tennessee just kind of comes back, battles back just a little bit more. You had 2 runs that scored off a ball not even getting out of the infield. It was a fielder's choice off the bat of Cannon Peebles, and then an error that allowed, I believe it was Reese Chapman, to come in and score again. So that was unique. And, of course, the big blast, the Burke blast there in the 8th inning, top of the 8th inning. And Tennessee never looked back from there, winning 6-5 the final score. Tensions obviously getting a little stirred up there in that 5th inning. It was kind of unique. It was a pitching change. Beam was being taken out of the game. Aaron Combs was coming in. There's videos kind of circulating throughout social media, and I've seen a couple different angles, but looks like there's some talk from the Mississippi State dugouts, and it's to Tony Vitello, and he's reacting, and then his players are reacting, and then there's a coach from Mississippi State that is sprinting out of the dugout and had to be restrained and held out. I mean, he should have been ejected from this baseball game for sure. And I mean, fair is fair, right? Christian Moore probably should have as well, but it's a wash. Nonetheless, these guys talked about it after the game, and Mississippi State said they let the emotions kind of get the best of them, and Tony Vitello said he wasn't really sure what was going on, but they were talking to him, and he turned around, he reacted, and his players were kind of having his back, and Drew Beam was just saying we wanted Aaron Combs back, and then they all just kind of had to settle down and go play some baseball. So Tony Vitello did say in postgame, and I thought this was interesting, that the conference asked them not to shake hands, obviously because of some of the tensions that were boiling over there. So that's why that did not happen after the game. That came from the conference. But so the players were joking and cutting up and talking about it afterwards and all that. But a really big point in this baseball game there was a kerfuffle for sure, and the brouhaha was stirring, and umpires had to get as control of this ball game as they could, and that's another thing. I mean, the umpires were atrocious in this baseball game. It's tough being an umpire, and I'm not one to go after them, but that whole thing that happened in the 5th inning, that's their fault, right? I mean, you let it get to that point. There were some bad calls on both sides. Drew Beam in particular there against him, but then for him in a situation that really got the dugout stirred up from Mississippi State. But nonetheless, sometimes you have these baseball games, and sometimes you come in on the losing end, but Tennessee did not. Tennessee won this one, and will move on to square off against Vanderbilt yet again. That is coming up tomorrow, and we'll see about starting pitcher. Tony said that they had Xander hot and ready to go because they wanted him to pitch before leaving Hoover, and that's when Tennessee didn't have the lead, so he got hot, and they'll see kind of where he is tomorrow, but he might not start tomorrow. I would imagine that you'll see a combination of Loy and Marcus Phillips. A lot of what you saw Wednesday against Vanderbilt may be rolling out there on Saturday as well, and of course we'll see if we see A.J. Russell. So late night here at the Hoover Met, but Tennessee will be back here tomorrow, and hopefully the rain will stay away, going on to the semifinal round to face off with Vanderbilt for the 2nd time here this week. For the final time here on a Friday night, late Friday night, Tennessee scores 6 runs, Mississippi State scores 5, and Tennessee battles back to go on to semifinal round here at the SEC Baseball Tournament. For the Exterior Home Solutions extra innings, appreciate you guys for being here. I'm Eric Kane.